Have you ever noticed that, out of nowhere, your cat suddenly stops, widens its eyes, and starts staring at nothing? Or starts meowing at the ceiling, raises the fur on its tail, and bolts around the house like crazy? Well, a lot of people think that's just normal cat behavior. But what if I told you that there are both ancient and modern accounts suggesting that cats can sense things that we humans simply cannot see? Today, you're going to be surprised by real stories, mysterious curiosities, and an explanation that might just give you goosebumps. Stick with me until the end, because what I'm about to share might change the way you look at your little kitty. And before we dive headfirst into this mysterious feline universe, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content like this. Here we talk about mysteries, curiosities, and everything that sparks our imagination, always with responsibility and great storytelling. Oh, and drop a comment if your cat has ever shown any strange behavior that you couldn't explain. Who knows? Maybe they sense something supernatural too? Let's start with the well-known and fascinating truth. Cats have senses that are far more refined than ours. This isn't just a fun fact, it's a scientifically proven reality. A cat's hearing, for example, is incredibly sensitive. They can pick up frequencies that we can't even begin to detect. That's why they often seem to react to sounds that, to us, are complete silence, and that's just the beginning. Cats' vision is specially adapted for low-light environments. While we stumble around in the dark, they move with almost supernatural elegance. Their eyes detect even the slightest movement, and their spatial awareness is so sharp that they can leap with pinpoint accuracy, even in tight or hard-to-reach spaces. But what truly intrigues researchers, spiritualists, and of course, all of us who live with cats, is their sensitivity to things beyond our perception, things we can't see, hear, or explain, but that they seem to sense naturally. In many ancient cultures, cats were always associated with the spiritual realm. In ancient Egypt, for example, they were seen as true guardians of the spiritual world. Bastet, the goddess with the head of a cat, symbolized protection, fertility, and especially defense against evil spirits. The Egyptians believed that cats could see what we could not, and for that reason, they were treated as sacred beings. Killing a cat back then was considered a serious crime, punishable by death. And this connection to the supernatural isn't exclusive to Egypt. In Celtic cultures, cats are also seen as mediators between the world of the living and the dead. In Eastern traditions, some believe that cats can absorb negative energies and even detect spiritual presences in the home. Coincidence? Maybe, but there are just too many coincidences across different parts of the world throughout centuries of history. If so many people in different times and places believed that cats had a spiritual role, is it really just normal behavior when they stare into the void like that? Are we simply projecting our fears and beliefs, or is there something deeper going on? So, have you started looking at your cat a little differently yet? Many people have strange and even chilling stories involving their cats. And what's most intriguing is that many of these stories share a common pattern. The cat seems to be seeing something no one else can. One well-known case on the internet involves a woman who went through an experience that was, to say the least, unsettling. She said that every time her cat entered her bedroom, always at night, always around the same time, he would suddenly stop, fix his gaze on a specific spot on the wall, and just stare. Not in a curious or playful way. He wouldn't meow, wouldn't move, he'd just stare, and always at the exact same place. She checked everything. No insects, no shadows, no light reflections. Nothing that could explain why he was so focused. But the creepiest part? Every time it happened, she felt a chill run through her body. Not the kind that comes from a cold draft, but a deep, eerie shiver, as if someone or something was there with her, a strong feeling that she wasn't alone. Even though no one else was in the room, the pattern repeated night after night, until she decided to dig into the apartment's history. That's when she found something surprising. A former tenant had passed away in that very room years before. Now, She wasn't a superstitious person, but that coincidence felt too strong to ignore, determined to change the energy in the space. She burned some incense, said a protection prayer, and focused on filling the room with positive energy. And the result, her cat never stared at that wall again. From that night on, he behaved completely normally in the room, as if nothing had ever happened. Coincidence? Maybe, but it's the kind of story that really makes you think. After all, could it be that cats really do sense energies, presences, or even spirits, or are we just projecting our fears onto these strange moments? What's striking is that stories like this aren't rare. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of similar accounts. Cats that suddenly puff up and bolt out of rooms, that meow at the ceiling or dark corners, as if trying to communicate with something we can't see. Could they be seeing what we can't? Or are they, as the ancients believed, true spiritual guardians, silently protecting us, even when we have no idea? And what about those moments when your cat suddenly starts meowing while staring straight up, as if they're seeing something up there, something that, to you, is just ... The scene, for anyone witnessing it, can be both strange and unsettling. The cat stops, lifts its gaze, fixes its eyes on a seemingly empty spot, and begins to meow, sometimes softly, sometimes insistently. You look and see nothing, no light, no bug, no movement. Just the ceiling. Some animal behavior experts believe this could be a reaction to invisible stimuli, such as electromagnetic waves, ultra-high-frequency sounds that only cats can detect, or even subtle energy vibrations in the environment. After all, as we've mentioned before, cats have extremely sensitive senses and perceive the world in a way that's very different from ours. But spiritualists go further. To them, this isn't just about heightened perception. According to this view, cats are true energy filters, beings capable of detecting spiritual presences, whether good or bad. They don't just see these entities. Many believe cats can actually absorb that energy and even drive it away. In that sense, they would act as energetic protectors of the home, and what's most impressive is that there are countless reports supporting this idea. People who say that after their cat began behaving strangely, meowing at nothing, avoiding certain rooms, acting agitated in one particular area of the house, negative events suddenly stopped happening, constant arguments between family members diminished, heavy or sad feelings in the home lifted, and even health issues began to improve. Coincidence? Power of suggestion? Or could it be that cats truly operate on a level we still don't fully understand? This connection between cats and the unseen has crossed generations, cultures, and belief systems, and the more stories we hear, the harder it becomes to ignore the possibility that our feline companions know and see much more than we imagine. In fact, some shamans and mediums actually use cats as energy channelers. For these spiritual practitioners, cats aren't just sensitive animals. They are true allies in energetic work and spiritual cleansing rituals. They claim that strange feline behaviors, like spinning repeatedly in the same spot, always sleeping in the same place in the house, or reacting suddenly and intensely when a specific person comes near, can indicate areas of dense energy, spiritual blockages, or even the presence of unseen entities. These behaviors, often dismissed or brushed off as just cat things, are, according to this perspective, clear signs of energetic perception. For example, if a cat insists on sleeping in the same corner every day, even if it's uncomfortable or unusual, it might be because there's a concentration of energy there that they are absorbing or trying to neutralize. If they become agitated or even aggressive around a specific visitor, some believe it's because the cat is sensing something in that person, an emotional weight, negative energy, or even a spiritual presence attached to them. And if you have more than one cat, you may have witnessed something even more intriguing, both or more reacting at the same time to something you can't see. Just imagine two cats suddenly raising their heads, locking their gaze on the exact same spot in the room, often a dark corner, the ceiling, or even behind you, and staying completely still, as if watching someone invisible to you. That kind of synchronicity between cats is enough to impress even the most skeptical. After all, what could make two independent animals behave in exactly the same way, at the same moment, staring at the same nothing? Coincidence? Silent communication between them? Or are they, together, sensing something much greater? Something far beyond our human senses? These situations raise even more questions about the role of cats as spiritually connected beings. Are they really here just to be our pets? Or could they be silent sentinels, guarding the space between two worlds? And there's more. There's a phenomenon called the cat stare. It's when they fix their gaze on a single point for a long time without blinking, without moving, almost like they're in a trance. Anyone who lives with cats has probably witnessed this, that moment when time seems to stop, and the cat just stares into the void with an almost hypnotic intensity. According to some esoteric beliefs, this is a kind of spiritual vigil, as if, at that moment, the cat is on high alert, protecting the home from some strange energy, or even preventing something or someone from crossing over into our plane. Some say that after the cat holds that stare for several minutes, an immense feeling of peace takes over the environment. The air feels lighter, the tension fades away, and the whole house seems to breathe a sigh of relief. Coincidence again? The truth is, many people have experienced situations where their cats seem to warn them about something bad. There are countless reports from people saying their cat became restless or started acting strangely just moments before an accident happened. Others tell stories of their cat suddenly hiding right before a family argument broke out, as if trying to protect itself from an energy that hadn't even fully manifested yet. Some even say their cat simply disappeared, gone for hours or days, before something very negative occurred. These behaviors stand out because they're not random. Often, they repeat in patterns that make people question, could cats be connected to something we still don't understand? Could it be that, beyond being silent protectors, they're also messengers? Being sensitive to energies, hidden intentions, and even future events? This kind of feline sensitivity fuels a series of beliefs that span cultures and ages. Since ancient times, cats have been seen as creatures that live between two worlds, the physical and the spiritual, and the more we observe their behavior, the more it seems like they know something, even when we haven't yet imagined it. The most important thing to remember about all this is that, supernatural or not, cats are incredibly sensitive creatures. They pick up on their surroundings in ways we often don't even notice, sensing subtle shifts in energy, perceiving emotions, and even detecting things invisible to our eyes. They respond much more intuitively and deeply than any other domestic animal. This sensitivity makes them true emotional and spiritual barometers within the home. If your cat is acting strange, suddenly stopping, staring intently at an empty spot, meowing for no apparent reason, or becoming restless, pay close attention. It could be that they're reacting to something you can't see, a change in the environment, heavy energy, an altered vibrational field. Or, who knows, something beyond our understanding, something from the spiritual or energetic world. Science is still far from explaining everything about this mysterious bond between humans and cats, but the stories, those keep coming every day. Tales of cats who seem to predict events, who react to invisible presences, or who change the atmosphere of a place just by being there. It's a universe of possibilities that challenges us to look at these animals with more respect and wonder. So, what do you think? Do you believe cats really sense the supernatural? Has something happened with your cat that made you raise an eyebrow? Something you just couldn't explain? Share your experience in the comments. I really want to hear from you because these stories help us piece together this big puzzle that blends the physical world with the invisible, bringing more light and understanding to this fascinating phenomenon. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, share it with your friends who love cats or enjoy a good mystery, and subscribe to the channel. This really helps our work keep growing and allows us to bring more intriguing content to you. And remember, always keep an eye on your cat's behavior. They might be trying to protect you from something you can't even imagine. Sometimes They are more than just pets. They could be true silent guardians of our energy. See you in the next video.